Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Sorry, had to do a weird impression of myself there. I don't know. Either way, we're back on another beautiful, sunny Sunday afternoon. Where we always are. And today, got some stuff to talk about, as we always do. Stuff that grinds my gears, stuff that just gets me up in arms, and stuff that I really have no control over, and just one of those facets of being a human that I kind of need to understand more and to vent my frustrations a little bit more on that particular topic. And today, that topic is very, very simple. It is the topic of communication. People, at least that are around my age, and actually people that are much older than me too, come to think of it, both at work and both during and in every facet of my life, to be honest with you, just do not know how to fucking communicate. It's crazy how many things could be solved with just a little bit of communication. You're scared? Great. Let's hear about it, right? Just, there are so many things, and I think it's a big issue for my generation. People older as well, but primarily I think we're going with my generation. So if you are roundabouts 30 years old, I'm probably talking about you. If you are younger than 30 years old by 5 to 10 years, I am also talking to you. And if you are younger than that still, I am also talking about you. All of our communication skills simply suck. I don't know what it is, or if this is a social media thing, and it has just simply corrupted our brains that none of us really know how to fucking communicate anymore, but it is been pissing me off royally. Insanely. Stupidly. It just doesn't make any sense. So many things can be solved with just a little bit of communication. And I'm not even talking a lot here. I'm talking vague answers if you don't want to give the full truth because you can't handle the truth, and or you just feel like lying all the time. I don't know. I don't understand it. But people do it all the damn time. At work, it seems like we under-communicate somehow while also sending thousands of emails. Also doesn't make any sense. 99% of those emails could have been a text message. You know, it's something that I'm probably not going to read anyway, but something just to, if you feel the need to communicate, then we can. But I feel most of the time it's just communication for the sake of saying something and not communication for the sake of actually communicating or trying to have another person comprehend what you're saying or care what you're saying. All of those things definitely matter when it comes to communication. And it just feels wrong. It feels so wrong. In real life, I can give you an example of friends that they just don't communicate at all. Oftentimes, I'll shoot them a message, be like, hey, let's go do something or whatever. And then, we'll respond later or whatever. And then we'll end up doing something. But it's just the fact of, no one wants to express communication. If you just give an open-ended, vague question, 99% of the time, it's not answered. And I don't know, it really grinds my gears, to be honest with you. And I know that's probably a trademark Peter Griffin thing, but it chaps my ass. It bites me in the ass. I don't know, whatever. It's just a tone of speech here, and we need to fix it. as a society, as a generation, as a series of generations, we really, really, really need to figure out how to communicate more effectively. And not just being able to talk eloquently and saying things with gusto. No. We need to communicate so that others are able to understand, to comprehend, and also so that we can receive the necessary information that we require to continue. All of these things are very, very important with communication. And for some reason, my generation, younger generations, do not do this. And again, I really, truly do blame social media. I think it's caused so many people to simply text or email or say things that you really wouldn't say in real life. And as a result of saying things that you wouldn't say in real life, you tend to just be very vague. People aren't honest with people anymore because most of the population just does not like harsh honesty. And I am of a very different mindset here. I want communication. I want to be able to actually listen. I want to hear what you're saying. And I don't even use social media. So I just wish everyone in the world would like experience that for just a little bit. I genuinely think that is the root cause. I think we're so used to not really talking face to face to people that we just don't know how to communicate. And as a result, we are creating this entire freaking generation of people who don't know how to communicate with each other in any sense of the word. And we're just kind of drowning. We are getting buried as a result of not being able to communicate. And it's very frustrating because in this day and age, especially when ghosting is the new norm, because you don't want to face someone, you don't want to have an unpleasant encounter, for around about 10 seconds or so. You don't want to have any unpleasant encounters. You just don't. So what's the big thing now? Well, we just ghost. We ghost from jobs, we ghost from people, we ghost from relationships, we just ghost. Rather than saying or specifying literally anything, it's just radio silence. And that's something I would really like explained to me as well. I understand if you don't like feeling uncomfortable, because obviously no one likes to feel uncomfortable. But you don't think you owe is a bad word. You don't think you would like the same treatment back to you? Or would you rather just be ghosted? I guess I don't know the answer to this, because to me, I would rather deal with the moment of uncertainty and that moment of weakness and vulnerability to express the truth. I would rather have that. But I don't know if other people feel the same about that. I don't know if that's something that people want to begin with because they just don't know how to handle it, or if it's because it's too difficult for them to handle. I don't know. I don't know what could be the root cause of that, and I probably never truly will. All I know is it is a freaking problem. Now, I'm not saying I have the answer here or anything like that, but I do think that the more we are on our phones, the worse it's going to get. The more we have a 6 to 8 to 12 to 14 hour screen time a day, I believe it's going to get worse. It's going to get far, far worse, and it's going to continue to get worse the more involved we are on our phones. I am probably one of few people my age that just hates social media with a passion. I hate the clickbaity thumbnails. I hate the oversaturated ads that are everywhere, the fake personifications of people, and I just hate how much time it consumes. It literally takes your day and rips it in half, or even more than that, I would say, on average. I would say my screen time is right about 3-4 hours. But I don't know if you can count my screen time in the same regard, because most of it is audiobooks, or I'm listening or like having a video on in the background while I am doing something else. That's all I'm really doing with the phone, because I don't have social media. As a result, I don't scroll through shorts on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, or I don't scroll through any of those reels. I just have long form content that I watch, and I know I probably sound like a begrudging old man here, speaking and ranting about things like this, but I've always kind of been an old soul. I like old things, and that's probably why I don't like social media to begin with. I think it just creates too many problems. It creates instant gratification overload. If you do not get access to it right now, you're in trouble. You don't get access to it, your brain goes a little haywire, and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna jitter in here. With the same regard, if you get likes, if you get comments, if you get subscriptions, if you get people hearting your pictures or your videos or whatever the hell, if you get this, I feel a lot of people have an emotional attachment to it now. Their self-esteem is directly freaking tied to it. What I mean by this is they just need more and more and more likes constantly. And if they don't get the likes, what happens is they start to feel bad about themselves, as it is like their fault. They've been so programmed that, oh, if I get likes and comments and attention and all of these things constantly, if I don't get that, then I don't know what to do with myself. And I think people just don't know how to be by themselves. Truly. And I'm not saying you need to be by yourself all the time and stuff like that. Obviously have friends. Obviously go and, socialize with other people. Obviously do those things. But when it comes down to it, all of those immediate gratifications that you're getting are going to fuck you up late game. I say late game, but I really mean later in life. It's gonna fuck you up. At some point, it's gonna fuck you up. The likes dry up, the comments dry up, the subscribers dry up, or whatever it is. But guess what? Your entire self-worth is tied to that, to you getting likes, to you getting comments, subscriptions, or whatever it is. Donations, for selling feet pics on the internet. Whatever it is, you're getting that instant gratification constantly. I think you can also get it from other things other than social media, such as text messages too, though. You can easily, you hear your phone ding, it's in your lap, you immediately look at it regardless of what it is, right? So even if it's a notification, or if it is an ad coming to you, a text message, a phone call, whatever it is, you get that immediate, like, oh my god, that felt so good, I got a text message kind of thing. And I don't understand that either. Because I will literally just walk away from my phone for hours and not even remember that it's existing. So it just blows my old soul mind. It really, really does. And I want to understand it more. But I want people to realize how bad it's going to be for everyone. I'm not saying social media is the devil and you need to uninstall everything like that. No, not at all. I'm saying we need to figure out a better way to use it in more moderation. or we need to find a way to not tie it to your self-worth as a result of relying on it each and every freaking day. That's hard. It's hard. It's hard to even learn how to communicate to begin with. You gotta be honest, but for the most part, most people do not want too much honesty. I want a lot of it. I want all of it. Regardless of if it's gonna hurt or not, I'd rather hear that and rip off the Band-Aid than beat around the bush. And that's not how the world works anymore. I think people like my grandparents, I think they kind of infringe this on me a little bit. This old school mentality, because I remember seeing and hearing conversations that my grandparents would have with each other and with my parents and such like that. And it just was so honest. Sure, there got to be a little bit of heat involved in each of the conversations, most of the time, in fact. But that's just because they were not able to keep their cool while trying to communicate. But they at least were communicating. We've stopped that. We've stopped completely on even trying to communicate because it's easier now than ever to ghost people, to ghost jobs, to ghost every aspect of your life. It's easier than ever. You don't want to talk to someone, bloop, block, done, easy, right? You don't want to put in your 2 weeks notice, which I also think is bullshit, but you don't want to put in your 2 weeks notice? Then don't. But at least have the balls to be like, yo, this isn't for me, I'm out, right? Same thing with a friendship or any kind of business relationship or relationship in general. Just say the words. It should be that easy. Yeah, it's going to hurt like hell. It's going to rip a bandage off, and it's probably going to feel sore for quite a few days. But I think it's better than just beating around the bush. Really do. In just about every circumstance, I think it's better. Just communicate that. It's, 8 seconds or whatever of awkwardness. I think that's the rule I've always heard before. Like, in a confrontation, it's always 8 seconds of awkwardness, and then you move past. It's something like that. I don't remember if it was like a study or if it's just a random person said this to me and it stuck with me. I have no idea. But 8 seconds, right? Why can't we do that anymore? What is the malfunction that we're having that is causing us to not be able to have those kinds of conversations? They're tough conversations, but do people not enjoy being challenged? Do people not enjoy complex conversations? Is it because if you don't know anything about the conversation, you just shut down and don't contribute to the conversation? I don't know. It could be so many different things, but I just know that it's bothering me. It's bothered me for quite some time, and it's only freaking getting worse. So to find people who are real is getting even more difficult. And when I say real, I don't mean like a physical person instead of an AI. I mean a person that is actively trying to be better at communication, to actively trying to just be themselves, actively trying to just do and be truthful. Less and less, few and far between, but if you do find someone like that, hold on to that person, because that person is really good for you. That person usually will go the extra mile, and you'll know where you stand with these people all the time. You won't have to second guess it. You won't have to act like a, for lack of a better word, a needy teenager. Just kind of grasping at straws and hoping that they'll respond to you or whatever. I see it all the freaking time. Truly, I do. I try to stay out of gossip as much as I can, but I am often still told it, and so I know about it. But to me, it blows my freaking mind that so many of these fights, these arguments that people tell me about, would just be solved if you sat down and got uncomfortable for a little bit in order to figure out what is the root cause of it, and then you can work on fixing it. But as far as I know, communication, clarity, comprehension, it's kind of dead. It's dying. And I don't know how it's going to be revived, if it will be revived, or what needs to happen in order for it to be more successful. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I simply have the right to bitch about the problem that I am facing right this second in every aspect of my life. So, as always, guys, thanks for letting me rant. Even if it was just me ranting, it's just me. I don't care. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one next Sunday. Ciao!